Hey guys, what is going on? Let me set this phone down here. Ho, 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 ho. You guys may be wondering how the first load went. This now dropped off my second load, technically my third load, but that's another story. So, I'm sitting here in Allendale, Pennsylvania, waiting on a load to come through the system. So let me tell you what happened on my first load. You might want to grab some popcorn. It was a pretty eventful experience. So I'm headed down to Brighton, Michigan, and no issues running down there. And I'm headed to I'm leaving. I can't remember where I was leaving. I was leaving somewhere, going to Brighton, Michigan. Well, the 196 is out. I mean, like, the bridge is like all directions, it's gone. So they had a nice little detour of downtown. Yeah. So I made it. Some people may have been cussing me or whatever it may be, but we made it safe and sound and delivered everything on time. That's Chad Rich. I'm on time every time. That's what he always would tell me. So I get down to my drop, my 90 in Brighton, and we got one case of meat that had a little bit of blood on it in the corner, so they rejected it. Alright, that's not a problem. So I'm waiting, do the claims, do the whole process. Me and Chad, we ran into a couple claim issues that we had to do, and luckily that we did, so I can kind of know the routine and everything, to how it works and everything. So let me set this thing up. I'm not always looking down at you guys. There we go. So we went through the routine, did all the claims. They said they'd get back with me on what to do with it. It was 82 pounds. It was one box, and it was 82 pounds of beef loins. Yeah, everything's great, man. Everything's great. Thanks, Roughneck. So went through this process. I'm waiting on the claims department to reach out to the customer to figure out what they want to do with it. Okay, not a problem. We went through that process with Tropicana, and there was one more, I believe, that we did. Nice. So about 4 hours later, get a call. It's the supervisor at the claims department. Talked with the customer, and they want me to take it down to a place. I don't know if they take like their delivery or take their rejects or whatever it may be. So I had to take it 126 miles to Grantville, Michigan. Okay, not a problem. Take it down there, boom, drop it off. But I'm thinking, like, you're paying me paying for 126 miles to take one box. Michigan was windy yesterday too, so I'm like, all right, whatever. Take that. By that time, I'm pretty much it's about 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So basically, I was able to stay on the street by the that 90 in Grantville, Michigan. Then I got dispatched up to Reed City. Great, good little produce load to General Mills here in Allendale. One lesson I learned, actually 2 lessons I learned, is really be aware of your surroundings and you know what's sitting at the entry of a place that you may be delivering to, or you know whatever it may be. I almost seen this guy take out one of those green underground transformer boxes yesterday at this location. I was basically waiting on him to get out before I got in there, and it was just, and I really didn't even see it myself. So it was very good to always be aware of, you know, surroundings, even though those little small boxes, you know, you hit one of those boxes, man, not only could you get electrocuted, but you know, definitely gonna maybe probably cost you a job and cost you some big dinero from the power company. So that's the first lesson I learned. The second lesson I learned was, so I'm headed to Reed City. Of course, I'm looking at the app and you know, looking at all the details and stuff, and I didn't realize that was a prime lot. You know, that's kind of like Laredo. Laredo has their own washouts and everything there, so this one had that blood in it, this trailer I had. So what I did is basically had to find a washout, obviously, before dropping this trailer. So I went down to Fields County line, which is only about 3 miles from Reed City, the drop location. But I made a mental note and a physical note that I basically wasted a little bit of my time on, you know, my 70, just because I could have just went to the yard and they would wash it out for me right there. So mental note, if you go to Reed City, Michigan, they have a washout right there, typically a drop and hook. So that's actually what my load here was. I dropped it, delivery was from today's date at 0-100 to tomorrow at 0-100. So I got here probably about, I don't know, about 12:20. Dropped it, picked up another trailer I'm here hooked up to. Now, like I said, I'm just waiting for dispatch to dispatch me to my next load. So that's kind of what I'm doing now here, just waiting, chilling. Figured I'd make a video to kind of give you guys a little update on what's going on. But another thing, I guess 3 things I learned. Another thing I learned was, and this happened to Chad and I as well, sometimes your door open when you start your reefer. You always want to make sure your reefer starts before hooking up to the trailer on a drop hook. We're shifting trucks off the East Coast, sending trucks to Ohio, Michigan, so we look at 3 loads average for any deadhead miles to be paid. We won't let you fall below 600 a day in revenue across the 3 loads. If you do, we'll pay the difference in deadhead pay. 3 loads are the one you just did. The load I'm sending you now and the load after. Okay. So I'm waiting on, I guess, another dispatch here, so I'll be wrapping this up pretty quick. But you always want to make sure your reefer starts before hooking up to it. That's the first thing. Now, sometimes when you hook up to the reefer, you know, you obviously want to look inside of it to make sure how dirty it is, try to get to clean this trailer. So this one must have been just dropped off because it was still a little chilled on the inside. So I hooked up to it, and door open code is on 4 messages. So door open is on the reefer. So you have to call road assist to basically get that code bypassed if the door truly is closed. You just got to call dispatch to that door open code in trailer, whatever it may be. All right, so see, let's look at this right here and see what we got. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I got something's been deleted and something's been activated, so I guess we shall first, let's see what's activated here. Let's see. Minister, Ohio. Going to Salem, Virginia. So maybe trucking it back to Ohio, and then trucking it to Virginia. But I ain't gonna let you be bored while I'm reading these messages and everything, guys. I just want to kind of give you a quick update on how everything went. Everything went good. It was a little complicated on the first load just because of the detour downtown, but you know, I worked around it and made it happen. I did have to get out of the truck once to back up traffic a little bit because of a turn. I made it as wide as I could, but still wouldn't make it without me taking the light pole out. So be cautious. Again, be very, very aware of your surroundings while you're in this truck. Check your mirrors always. But you guys be safe. If you're not good, be good. If you're not good,